Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to be doing our first grammar lesson on simple sentences. The way we're going to access this is clicking on Canvas, and then from Canvas your dashboard, and then click on your English class, modules, and then from modules, simple sentences, notes and practice. And then when you click on that, you want to select this Google Slide Grammar Series Simple Sentences, and then it should look like this. Now with this Grammar Series Simple Sentences, with any grammar, if you know how to do it and you don't want to go through the whole lesson, you can always just go to the practice. Today's practice is on slides 9 through 11. That is what I am grading, as slides 9 through 11. So with simple sentences, it must contain a subject, a predicate, and express a complete thought. And we're going to go into detail about what each one of those things are here in a second. So the first thing is a simple subject. What is a subject? A subject is a noun. So it's the person, place, thing, or idea that is performing the action in a sentence. And a simple subject just means it is one subject. So here we have Zion slammed her locker shut. So to find our simple subject, to find our subject, we want to first look for our action, which is slammed here, right? And then who is doing the slamming in this sentence? Zion, right? Ask who or what is doing the action. Zion here is doing that action. So just keep in mind that sometimes we can have a compound subject, and we'll go into that in a second. But compound subjects are something that are joined by a conjunction. So Zion and Ray both are walking down that hallway together. So with a predicate, a simple predicate is just a verb. Okay? It's part of the sentence that tells what the subject is doing. A simple sentence with a simple subject and a simple predicate could be as simple as Zion slammed. You don't need the rest of this, her locker shut, or anything like that. So what is our subject doing? Our subject is not doing anything but slamming, right? It's what is connected to Zion. If you got rid of slammed, you do not have a sentence. Zion, her locker shut. If you got rid of Zion, you do not have a complete thought. You do not have a complete sentence. Zion, her locker shut. It just doesn't work. You have to have these two things, Zion and slammed. Now, sometimes you can, just like with a compound sentence, a compound subject, not sentence, that's something else. A compound predicate, you can have a compound predicate like a compound subject. And that's, again, two verbs joined by a conjunction. So a predicate, one more time, is a verb. It is the action of the sentence, and it's the main action of the sentence. Now, a simple sentence contains a subject, predicate, and one complete thought. So again, you do not need anything more here than just Zion was late. You don't need anything more than that. That is one complete thought. You do not need to class. Now, to class gives us an idea of what Zion was late for, but you do not need to know that. And please just note that simple does not always mean short. You can have very, very long simple sentences like this one right here. Best friends Zion and Ray high-fived and hugged in the middle of the crowded hallway. But still, Zion and Ray is a compound subject. High-fived and hugged is a compound predicate. And that is all you need is Zion and Ray high-fived and hugged. But you could simplify it down to Zion and Ray high-fived. You could also just simplify it down to Zion high-fived. So it can be as simple as that, or as long as short as that, or as long as this one right here. Now, a compound subject, as I said before we talk about, is a subject made up of two or more simple subjects, and they are joined by a coordinating conjunction. If you have not learned coordinating conjunctions or do not remember coordinating conjunctions, they are this thing called fanboys, which stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And if you are joining your two simple subjects with one of those, then you have a compound subject. So here we have dolphins and elephants. And then you ask yourself, are both of these dolphins and elephants doing the same thing? And they are, because you see here is our predicate are highly intelligent creatures. So dolphins and elephants are highly intelligent creatures. So it is just one complete thought. Now, if we were to say dolphins are highly intelligent creatures and elephants love peanuts, now we don't have one complete thought anymore, because the dolphins are doing one thing and the elephants are doing another thing, and we are no longer using a simple sentence. So if the dolphin is doing something here, then before that conjunction, then most likely it is no longer going to be considered a simple sentence and a compound subject. It's going to go into something different. Now, the same it can be said about a compound predicate. A predicate with two or more verbs or verb phrases connected by a conjunction, just like we said on the last one. So here we have our subject, the ducks, right? And what did the ducks do? The ducks flew overhead and they landed in the water. So again, the ducks are doing both of these things, and we know that because of this conjunction right here. This coordinating conjunction is coordinating the two of these things together. Now, if on the other side of this, if I said the ducks flew overhead and the geese landed in the water, now we no longer have a compound predicate. We have a compound sentence. We'll talk about compound sentences in a future unit of our future lesson. But right now, we just want to make sure that the ducks are doing both of these things. If something else is doing one or the other, then it's no longer considered that compound predicate. So moving on to our practices. With our practices, all I ask is that you look at the directions. So step 1, highlight the subject. You want to highlight whatever you think the subject is here. It could be a simple subject or a compound subject. And then you want to underline the predicate. Same idea. It could be a simple predicate or a compound predicate. Practice 2, determine if the sentence contains only one complete thought. If it does, you write yes. It is a simple sentence. If it does not, you write no, and you tell me why. And then finally, you're going to write your own simple sentences here and just follow the directions in this section. One subject, one predicate, so on and so forth. And then you get to choose one of the 4. Okay. And then when you have written them, make sure that you highlight your subject and you underline your predicate. And that is all for this mini lesson. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm always here to help. Bye, everyone.